Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in the video today, and today the Detroit Lions upset the Kansas City Chiefs 21-20 in the week one as the NFL 2023 season kicked off tonight, and the Lions beat the Chiefs 21-20. Great game from the Lions tonight. Great game from Jared Goff. Now Mahomes, he was okay, but at the same time, Mahomes didn't look that great tonight. Threw 21 for 39. Did throw 2 touchdown passes, threw 2 for 225 passing yards as well, threw an interception, and I mean, it's not like he looked bad out there. His wide receivers and their connection with each other was a big problem. A lot of drops from this Kansas City Chiefs offense. Kadarius Toney had a total of 3 drops for Kansas City tonight. You saw so many other drops for Kansas City, especially in the final drives that Kansas City had chances to score in. So it was definitely a tough game for Mahomes. You didn't see the best Mahomes out there, but there was a lot of throws that Mahomes threw in this ballgame that should have been caught by his wide receivers, but there was so many drops in this ballgame. Kadarius Toney had 3, and there was other wide receivers that had drops in this ballgame. Mahomes looked okay, but his wide receivers definitely did not. Now his tight ends, who were out there trying to replace Travis Kelce, who did not play in this ballgame, they were great. Blake Bell was great. Same thing goes for Noah Gray. Both of those tight ends stepped up tonight for the Kansas City Chiefs without Travis Kelce. And Marcus Valdes-Scantling was okay. But Mahomes played with him last year. I think that was a little bit easier. But let's get into the game. What a great game by the Lions, though. I mean, offense, I don't think that's not going to be some of the best football you see from this Lions offense this season. They didn't play the best football. They only scored 14 points in offense because one of the scores that the Lions did have in this ballgame was a 50-yard interception return by rookie safety Brian Branch. So Lions offense from times looked okay, looked solid, especially the last couple drives. The first touchdown drive, they had 2 or 3 drives where they were really moving the ball. The Amon-Ra St. Brown first touchdown of the season when Jared Goff connects with Amon-Ra St. Brown for 9 yards, and then when David Montgomery had an 8-yard touchdown run. Those were 2 really good drives. And also the drive where the Lions were, in the red zone, and I can't remember, I think it was Josh Reynolds, the wide receiver, who fumbled on the play. It was a screen play. It was either Josh Reynolds or it was Khalif Raymond that fumbled on a screen pass. Those were definitely 3 drives right there where the Lions were able to move the ball. But those were really the only 3 drives you saw the Lions go down the field. There was one drive where the Lions were going down the field a little bit, and they could have maybe kicked a 54 or 55-yard field goal, but it didn't make sense to kick a field goal when if you miss it from 54 or 55, you're giving Mahomes and the Chiefs some good field position. But yeah, let's get into the game. All right, scoring summary. Jared Goff, first score of the season, goes to a 9-yard touchdown pass to Amon-Ra St. Brown. It's 7-0. Then 2 scores in the second quarter. They're both short touchdown passes from Patrick Mahomes. A 1-yard touchdown pass to Rashee Rice, rookie. The rookie scores the first. The rookie wide receiver scores the first touchdown for the Kansas City Chiefs. So that's a cool moment for the rookie Rashee Rice. And it's 7-7 with the extra point, good by Harrison Butker. Then, with 34 seconds left in the second quarter, Mahomes throws a 4-yard touchdown pass to tight end Blake Bell, and it's 14-7. And then in the third quarter, the Chiefs on their second drive of the night, their second drive of the second half, Mahomes throws a 50-yard interception return, throws an interception, and it is a Brian Branch 50-yard interception return. Riley Patterson makes the extra point. It's 14-14. Then in the third quarter, the first field goal of the season is a Harrison Butker 35-yard field goal to make it 17-14 with 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the ball game. And then in the fourth quarter, the 2 scores would be with 12 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. Harrison Butker would make his second field goal in the season, and this one is a little bit farther out, 4 yards, 39-yard field goal for Harrison Butker, and it's 20-14, Chiefs lead. So if the Lions want to win this ball game or be competitive, they need a touchdown. And that's what they did. David Montgomery with an 8-yard touchdown run, and it's 21-20. And the Lions got 2 stops on defense. You saw them get a stop on fourth No, you saw them get a stop on 3rd down and 1 was the first stop with 5 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter, and it was a 3-yard loss. And they went to rookie wide receiver who had the first touchdown, Rashee Rice, and the Lions read what they were going to do and stopped him. And then the second time they stopped him was on 4th and 20. Mahomes and the Chiefs went for it on 4th and 20, or it was 4th and 25 because there was a false start on the Chiefs. 4th and 25, and it was an incomplete pass thrown by Patrick Mahomes. So the Lions defense stopped Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs twice in the fourth quarter when the Chiefs had a chance to win the ball game on a field goal. All right, game leaders. Passing yards, Jared Goff threw 22 for 35 with 253 passing yards and 1 passing touchdown, while Patrick Mahomes threw 21 for 39 with 226 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns, and 1 interception. Rushing yards, David Montgomery had a really good Lions debut. He looked really good in the backfield tonight for the Detroit Lions with 21 carries, 75 rushing yards, and 1 rushing touchdown. While the run game was not very active for the Kansas City Chiefs tonight because Patrick Mahomes, quarterback, led them in rushing yards with 6 carries and 45 rushing yards. While receiving yards, how about Josh Reynolds? He had himself a big night with a 35-yard reception on the scoring drive where the Lions punched it in with the David Montgomery 8-yard touchdown run. He had 4 receptions for 80 receiving yards. Josh Reynolds had multiple good 3rd down catches for first down, and Josh Reynolds was really good in this ball game for the Detroit Lions. And then leader in receiving yards for the Chiefs was Marquez Valdes-Scantling with 2 receptions and 48 receiving yards. All right, getting in some deeper stats in this ball game. Isaiah Pacheco had 8 carries for 23 rushing yards, while Clyde Edwards-Helaire had 6 carries for 22 rushing yards. Rookie, 12th overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, Jamar Gibbs had 7 carries for 42 rushing yards, and he also had 2 receptions for 18 receiving yards. How about some of these Lions rookies having a great game today? Rookie tight end Sam Laporta had 5 receptions for 40 receiving yards, while Jamar Gibbs had a total of 60 yards, and only 2 receptions and 7 carries. So a really good debut for Jamar Gibbs. Then rookie Brian Branch had a pick 6, and also their other rookie that they drafted in the first round, Jack Campbell, linebacker who was drafted 18 overall, had 2 tackles as well. So this draft class looked pretty good for the Lions today. All right, other receiving, Josh Reynolds obviously had a great game for the Lions with 4 receptions and 80 receiving yards, but Amon-Ra St. Brown had 6 receptions for 71 receiving yards and 1 receiving touchdown, while rookie tight end Laporta had 39 receiving yards, and Khalif Raymond had 1 reception for 20 receiving yards. Brock Wright had 2 receptions for 17 receiving yards, and Jamar Gibbs had 2 receptions for 18 receiving yards. All right, other receiving for the Kansas City Chiefs, Justin Watson had 2 receptions for 45 receiving yards, while Noah Gray had 3 receptions for 31 receiving yards. Pacheco had 31 receiving yards as well, but 4 receptions. Rashee Rice in his Chiefs debut had 3 receptions for 29 receiving yards and 1 receiving touchdown, while Malik Bell had 2 receptions for 12 receiving yards and 1 receiving touchdown. Fumbles in this game, Marvin Jones was the player that fumbled the ball on the screen pass. He fumbled, and the Chiefs got the ball with Brian Cook, who is a defensive back, getting the recovery. Jared Goff did fumble in this game, but he recovered his fumble. It was Frank Ragno's offensive lineman's fault, who fumbled the ball, and Goff recovered. And those were the only fumbles in this ball game. Tackles, leader in tackles for the Lions was Alex Anzalone with 6 tackles, 8 tackles for Trent McDuffie for the Chiefs. That was the leader in their tackles. 0 sacks for the Lions, while they had 2 tackles for loss going to Josh Paschal and Derek Barnes, while the Chiefs had 1 sack going to Mike Dana, and they had 4 tackles for loss going to L'Jarius Sneed, Mike Dana, George Carl Tafis, and also the final tackle for loss going to Keandre Coburn. The only interception in this ballgame went to Brian Branch for the pick 6. So what a way to start this season, to kick off this season with the Lions upsetting the Super Bowl reigning champions, the Kansas City Chiefs. You guys let me know your thoughts on the game from today. This was a really fun game to watch. I actually predicted the Lions were going to win this game, and I actually had a really close, similar score. I had the Lions winning this ball game 24-20, and they won it 21-20. If you don't believe me, you think I'm lying, go check out my Lions-Chiefs preview video where I predicted the Lions would win 24-20. And I was very close from that to becoming true, because the Lions, if they didn't get stopped on the 3rd down and 2, when David Montgomery had a gain for a gain for like 5 yards to get the Lions this win, the Lions would have kicked a field goal, and it would have been 24-20. I also want to add to note here that this is the first Week 1 loss Patrick Mahomes has ever taken as the Chiefs quarterback. He was 5-0 on Week 1s before this loss, and so this is Mahomes' first Week 1 loss of his career. That's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed them. My thoughts on the game, and peace out.